Winnipeg Hockey Talk would like to welcome you to its live version of Random Thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets with host Harley and WinnipegHockeyTalk.com's owner and writer, Mitch Casper.
What do you think the game turned? 1-1 game going into the third?
That game didn't turn. That was one of the most embarrassing games for me in the last month. All of us. That was an embarrassing game. We were looking for a pond hockey, don't get hit, don't hit anybody. Just play an easy, soft game, and that's pretty much what we did for 2 periods, and then it exploded in the third period.
And how do you get that out of your game at this point of the year?
We're fighting for our lives. We're fighting for our lives, and we go and lay that egg.
Well, there you go. That was Scott Arneal after the 5-1 loss to Detroit on Saturday. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Good little clip to explain what happened.
Yeah, I didn't hear the original, right? I just heard people on Twitter or X going like, "Oh man, Arneal went off." I listened to it. I thought he was pretty calm. He didn't flip out. I mean, if that's as mean as he gets, that's not good. I know he gets meaner than that because we've seen him on the bench. His head turns beet red like Homer used to. But the point of the matter is he actually called his team out, and it's a difference. Yeah, it's a big difference, that game, and I'll continue on in a couple seconds. I'll let you do your intro.
Sure thing. Yeah, well, welcome back to Winnipeg Hockey Talk. You're catching us bright and early this fine Monday. We hope you don't mind a bit of an earlier episode, but we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming next Monday. But without further ado, we have lots to get into. Let's hockey talk. So let's get into it. Thought 1. The Winnipeg Jets went 1-2-1 this past week, and their record sits at a very underwhelming 20-24-7. 8 points out of the playoffs, and now they're heading out on a 4-game road trip through New Jersey, Tampa, Florida, and Dallas. Good luck.
Yep. And I got a little update to that one now because after I went to bed and everything, I think it was Anaheim or somebody won. No, Seattle. That's the kind of the team that we've sort of focused on right now.
Yeah.
They won, so they're 10 up, or 10 behind, which is not good. But that's supposed to show you why Arneal was upset with that win. So, the last home game of the homestand, and we go on a 4-game road trip against some pretty tough teams. It's going to be tough getting points. And I know, so the narrative just goes like the graph does, up and down when a team wins or loses. It's so emotional that day. And I tried to look at the schedule and things like more in a macro look. Can't focus on each one loss, because if you do like last week, so they were 1-2-1, and that, you can't have it. We have to have positive points.
Right.
So if we win that game, we're 2-1-1, and that's not terrific, but it's better than the other, right?
Yeah.
So you can say, when you go on the road and you get the 2 points. And so when you look at the standings and you look at the games, and you go, "Oh, that game's filling there," But the thing is, you never know what's happening next. I mean, these teams are so whacked out. What if they win 6 in a row?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're shitting on them for this game, but the macro says that we were, 7-2-1.
Yeah.
So you can't look ahead. You got to play the game that's right in front of you. And as the games dwindle away, then the truth becomes told. But for now, we don't know what the truth is. Actually, we really do.
But can you handle it?
That's right. But the thing is, you don't know. You just don't know. So I'm going to stick to that story right there. Is that that's why he was so pissed off, because that 2 points looks, it gives you a positive week, right? It's not the greatest week, but if that's as bad as you do, is go 2-1-1, and then the next week you go 3-1, and then you go. Maybe you'll go 2-2, then you go 4-0 or 3. Those points are starting to add up, and we just keep on letting points slide. And that little clip, I think I might play it again, because I think it kind of comes into play with the next thought. So I'll let you carry on, and then we'll play it again.
All right. Yeah, thought 2. As the games get tougher, Kyle Connor doesn't get tougher. He just gets tougher to watch. His disappearing acts are getting tiresome to watch.
Yeah. I mean, for a guy that's a superstar, you know, and I catch a lot of flack for saying what I'm going to say is there's a million other players that I'd rather have besides him. He's dynamic, and when he's scoring, he's great. But he's a regular season player. He's not made for the rough stuff. And I'm going to see if I can find that clip again with Scott Arniel. We're going to play it and listen to how he words this. And I could just see him in the dressing room looking right at Connor. You know, I really can. So let's
What do you think the game turned? 1-1 game going into the third?
That game didn't turn. That was one of the most embarrassing games for me in the last month. All of us. That was an embarrassing game. We were looking for a pond hockey, don't get hit, don't hit anybody. Just play an easy, soft game, and that's pretty much what we did for 2 periods, and then it exploded in the third period.
And how do you get that out of your game at this point of the year?
We're fighting for our lives. We're fighting for our lives, and we go out and lay that egg.
There you go. And I could see him, like he basically gave the Webster's Dictionary description, definition of Kyle Connor. Wants it easy, soft, and no.
Yeah.
You got 3 seasons. You have the regular season, then you have the second half of the regular season, and then you have the playoffs, and they get progressively harder.
Yeah.
And Kyle Connor, I mean, it's not his game, but, and I've said this before, and I really believe it. I don't think you can win with him. You can't have your second best player disappear. He's in the second half of the season, he tends to become a non-factor because he plays a certain style of game that's not conducive to winning in a grinding series. He reminds me a lot of Blake Wheeler. I used to ride Blake Wheeler for the same thing, but the difference with Blake was 6'3".
Yeah.
He could handle the rough one.
Yeah.
And once Blake got the assistant, the A on his sweater, his game completely changed. He started playing the big boy game. He is a really good player.
That's what it took.
I don't know. I just look at Blake Wheeler in his last years. He was the top tier right winger in the NHL.
Yeah.
Kyle Connor has that potential, but I can't crap on him for not playing the physical style because there's not much to him. He's pretty skinny.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't compete though. Like if you watch some of the goals that have been scored on the Jets lately, I pointed them out on X and I went, what was Kyle doing there? He was sitting there just watching the guy. He's reverted back to his bad defense that he used to play a few years back, and his compete level needs work. And you know, there's lots of guys in the history of the league that played hockey like that, but they scored so much you could forgive them because their offense more than made up for their defensive deficiencies. Well, Casey, even though he's considered an all-star type player, he's just to me not elite enough to get away with that. Like when Brett Hull was banging 75 goals a year, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Casey at the top of his game is a 40-goal scorer, and that is an $11-12 million hockey player what he is, but it's not great value. I'd rather have a guy that plugged along and scored 25 goals in the regular season and scored 15 in the playoffs. You know, they show up for the grind, and that's not Casey's game. And I don't know. He frustrates me. I watched the last game. There was the odd burst here and there, but I mean, we need more than the odd burst, especially when a couple of my other little facts and stats that got coming up really show how desperately this team needs goals. So I'll leave it there. We'll move on. Casey. I mean, I like Casey. I like his skill, but I'm not a fan of his work ethic at times. And he has shown work ethic. He has shown that he's good. I'm going to give it a little doggy a rest here. But anyway,
All right, thought 3. Elias Salomonson looked very poised this past week, and I wondered where he slots in on the Jets' upcoming 4-game road trip. You can see his confidence growing game by game. Salomonson is starting to jump into the play and create a bit. He looks good, and although the sample size is small, I'd say his AHL days are numbered, and Chevy can start moving guys out. In brackets, Shen.
Yeah, well, I'm not picking on Shen, but him and Logan Stanley is a guy who's also a UFA, but the Jets really probably have interested in re-signing him if he wanted to come back. We discussed this, we won't beat that horse to death. But Luke Shen is an expiring asset, where it looks like we're not going on a playoff run. Well, put it this way, I don't think it matters either way. Whether we have him or not, it's not going to affect our playoff run. I like his toughness in the lineup, but if we can get whatever we get, a third round pick, maybe a fourth. I mean, we gave up a second and a fourth to get him, but the cost was a little higher because we got one full regular season and 2 playoff series out of him.
Yeah.
So we won't get the same in return. But just something to throw in the, have it at draft time and maybe stock the shelves a little bit more in the minors. So all I'm saying is Elias is he probably really shouldn't see the AHL again. And if they have a roster jam up, they might send him down just because they can. He's still waiver exempt, so they don't have to put him on waivers to send him back. Or with a veteran player, if you want to send him to the minors, you've got to put him on waivers, and he could lose as well, or not lose, it's all nonsense. So because he's the easier choice, that might happen. But what I noticed was he made the coach's plays, a nice safe plays, nothing crazy, and getting his feet wet. And now the last 2 games, I've seen him make some exactly what we expect out of him. He's a good skater, good offensive player. He started to read the plays from the other team. He jumped a couple passes, had a ton of shots on goal the last couple of games. I don't know how many hit the goal, but he started to get comfortable and showing his offensive chops. So it's not like we have to worry about depth now. We can, if we put it this way, we should be trading these guys whether we think we're contenders or not, just because we don't need a playoff rental and Shin. Let's move him on. Let's get Elias Solomonson plenty of ice time on the stretch, and if we make the playoffs, terrific. Put it this way, there's probably just as good a chance to make it with him because he's a better player. I mean, let's face it, he's not going to provide the same type of toughness as Stanley and Shin, but I got a funny feeling we're going to be keeping Stanley, and I got a funny feeling we could see a pairing next year of Sandberg and Solomonson, or Stanley and Solomonson. Stanley's elevating himself up to the second best offensive guy now. So yeah, this is really interesting what's going on with this team. But I think now that the big stand, now that he's made his mark, it's all about market value. What is he really worth? What is he worth here? I don't think the Jets can not sign him or trade him. Oh, no, let's say that again. If he's not signed before the actual real trade deadline, I think you got to move him. And if you want to sign him, you can always take another stab at him on July 1st, right? He's still a free agent. Kind of lose your own, trade your guy, get something for him, and then sign him back. Stan might go, no, I'm good, I'm happy to sign her, and then exactly, that's that. But it's a must. No more losing assets, even if they're not big time assets. And the way he's playing, there's talk out in the trade circles that he's going to be worth a first round draft pick, if not more.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because he's got. I mean, especially if a team can do like a sign-in trade where they sign him before they trade him, that's best for the Jets too, because then they're not their asking price, but what they get is a lot better too. So there's some interesting, behind the scenes, away from the rink stuff that's going on that impacts the mini trade line and the real trade deadline. And it's funny to mention it, but the play of Solomonson, and it's back to him, so we're back with the conversation, with the play of Solomonson, that there should be no pressure for Sherry to be worried about trading Shen or Stanley. Excuse me.
Very cool. All right, thought 4. We have something to add into your put that in your pipe and smoke it file.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he is one of my all-time faves, explain to me why I'm supposed to give a crap that Buff is playing in the Heritage Classic alumni game, until I can understand why he quit on his team at the start of training camp, seemingly out of nowhere. I'm going to remain ambivalent, big words today, until the truth comes out. I'm not ready to embrace a player who really screwed his team and his fans, so put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, I'm like an elephant. Got a long memory, I won't forget.
A good memory, yes.
And as I stated, Buff, I mean, who doesn't love Buff?
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the first or second year because I just thought he was too reckless. But I could recognize how good he was, and I loved him. I just thought, wish they could dial him back a little bit. And then, but when he settled in, he gave us a couple pretty solid Norris Trophy style type years. And
Yeah.
he was fun to watch. He was everything the game needed. And the part where I still have a problem was like something happened. There was some kind of discourse between him and the team, or him and the training staff, or him and the doctors. It wasn't between him and Paul Maurice or Cheveldayoff. It had nothing to do with that, but there was something off the ice that happened after that surgery. And why I'm pissed off about it is like training camp is open, he's here. We never heard anything about he was having problems with his ankle, and then he just retires.
Yeah.
You couldn't have figured this out a couple months beforehand, and like obviously there's some bad blood between them. So now what you've done is you've left your team high and dry at training camp. Pretty hard to replace you, and you're the best player, and no reason why. Well, you really hurt the team by doing that.
Yeah.
Because I think on that summer, possibly that summer, that's when we might have lost Ben Sherratt and Tyler Myers and Trua. Like, lost all those guys. Yeah. Or even if it was within a year, that's still a lot of guys to lose in that period of time. He left us high and dry, and it's like, I don't forget that. Still like the guy. But I would like to know more of what went on there before how did I word that last one? Before I fully committed to embrace him again. I just think it was a dick move.
Yeah.
And whatever, I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but then again, so can I. And that's just because, with the Heritage Classic being announced, some of the alumni coming, it's going to be fun. And I'm glad Buff's coming. But I'm not like, let's run to the ticket office and get tickets because Big Bus went in the alumni game. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's just my thought on it. And it's, I think a lot of people feel like maybe a lot of people have forgotten and forgiven already. You might say, Mitch, you're on something there. You are a dusty old curmudgeon, but that's a good point,
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where I stand on that. No ill feeling towards Buff, but and I really want to love him again, and I probably will forgive him with time. But I wouldn't mind knowing what actually happened. And then, of course, it's probably never going to come out.
Some answers would be nice.
Yeah.
Thought 5. The drop-in scoring on the Jets after the Big Four is staggering, and it's no wonder this team is where it is in the standings so far this year.
Yes, let me see if I can find that. I got it here somewhere. I always do these dumb little things. I made so many of these scoring sheets that I might have.
Which one are you looking for?
Well, the one that's in the article I can use. It's not there. Shoot. Anyway, all I'm going to say is, I wonder if I can bring that up. That's not that big a deal. People know. You take away Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, Gabe Velarde, and Josh Morrissey. Okay, those guys are at stunning numbers, kind of all point per game. So the point I was making is, if you look at, and let's just be kind and say, the second line guys, if you can score half a point a game, so 40 points each, third line guys, about a third a point a game, right? And then fourth line guys, a quarter point a game. If you look at that, the top four guys, well, the three forwards, they've all done their job. They're all a point per game. And then you go to the second line, and that's where it gets a little dicey. Everybody is going at a pace below a half a point a game.
Yeah.
And even half a point a game, I just gave him that number like that. That's low for a second line too. Second line guys on a great team will be 55 to 60 points. That's what keeps your secondary scoring up, and then so on. I believe if you check on the fourth line, I wish I had that. I wish I had that stat, but whatever. I believe the funny part is there's maybe a couple of guys on the bottom end. I think Cole Kepke and I think Morgan Barron are higher than a quarter of a point a game, and that's fine. So they're contributing. The third line is just brutal. They're not holding.
Nowhere to be found.
Well, they're not holding up anything. So, but it's when you look at the list. No problem. I can bring it up again next week because it'll be the same conversation. But I had the side-by-side list, and I think I remember what happened just before we came over. I had deleted it. I was going to move it, and I forgot. I got caught up. But it's staggering how the drop-off is. It's actually borderline embarrassing. So if you look at that, you based it even on my formula, you go, oh man, holy shit, those guys are really. And I was being generous, giving like a half point and a third of a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's bad. It's not good. No, it's not. It's just.
It's ugly.
It is ugly. And the Jets too. Also, when they're giving up a few more goals than years in the past, and Harley's not as. I mean, Harley's still okay, but so you add up for the lack of goals and the more goals we're giving up, and it's that's why we're in a tough year. Doesn't mean we can't get out of it.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, still a chance for that.
Well, there is. Yeah.
Thought 6. It was only 2 games, but Isaac Phillips showed me he could compete for or join in the rotation for 5 out of 6. 5. What do you mean 5, 6?
Yeah, 5, 6 defensemen. Bottom pair.
Third pair defenseman.
Yeah.
There we go. So his skating is okay. He makes good reads, makes the simple plays, and adds some size and edge to the back end.
Yeah, he was.
Sounds like a pretty good player.
Yeah, he's kind of a middle back guy on the moves, but the moves got really good. Defenseman. That's the one guy we traded for Chicago. He's got a couple of games in, and of course he's doing all the right things, all the safe things. And he actually was big part of the win we had the other day because it was a penalty on him where the Jets scored. They got cut, so it was a 4-minute minor, 2-2, and they scored on both halves of them. And so he was one of the guys there. He took one for the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the thing I like about him is he's big. Not huge. He's not Logan Stanley big, but he's big. He's solid and he plays big. And that's what we need in the back end. And I have no problem confidence-wise if he has to get called up to fill the breach on an injury. I think he looks fine.
Yeah.
He could,
Sounds like he has some good skills.
well, he's definitely held his own, so that's a good sign. And like I said, he played in 2 games and he looked fine. So another reason why we can trade some of our guys, excuse me, if we have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thought 7. Manitoba Moose update.
Yeah, it's not a very good one. I mean, they don't play enough, but whatever, go ahead.
Manitoba Moose split a pair of home games last week, and 2015 3-0 and sit comfortably in 3rd place in the 7-team Central Division with a winning percentage of .566.
Yeah.
The good news is that Prospect finally scored a big goal as Brad Labbert scored the winning Sunday afternoon in the final minute of the 3rd period.
Well, yes, and that is a good thing. That shows 2 things. Coach had him out there in the 2-all game.
Yeah.
Right, so he had confidence in it.
Yeah.
And we're 33 seconds left. He tucked one in the short side, so we got a winner. So it's nice to see.
Those are fun.
Yeah, nice. Well, it's nice to see the prospect get in there and get a little bit of positive feedback. But they played 2 games last week at home. Z, you know, one game, they win one, lose one, blah blah blah. But I checked out the stats and I watched part of the one game, and you know, Jilkin's back and Isaac was back, and they look like their normal team. They're a very low event team. That's putting it lightly. They're not going to get you out of your seats too often. But I'll say if you want to watch playoff hockey in Winnipeg this year, they probably are your best bet.
Yeah. Oh well. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, there you go. That's pipe number 2.
Yeah. Thought Day is the poll you've had, I think, for a couple
Yeah.
weeks now, just asking maybe if it's time to look at another loose forward.
Yeah, it is. I think they have room because
Yeah.
none of their injured guys have come back, but they sent Jilkin and Parker, Isaac down, so they have room to bring somebody up. And the thing that was nice with Danny Jilkin, it's like a bit of a reward. Even the games he didn't play in, you know, if you're on the roster, you get an NHL pay. So that's what they do. They throw these guys a little nugget. It's a nice little reward where they'll get one paycheck where they make a few extra bucks. It's a big difference between your entry-level salary, even an entry-level salary in NHL being up for a week than there is for your minor league salary. It's a nice little
I
bump
can
for the guys.
imagine. Yeah.
So they'll have a little smile on their face. And that's something that the Jets do pretty well at, try to give some of their minor league guys that are playing well, even if they're not going to play them, give them a little bump in the paycheck for, well, they're still learning because you're practicing with the big team and you're learning the systems and that. So it's, yeah, it's good. I like that.
It's nice.
Good for him, yeah, for sure.
Well, Thought and I will look at playoff odds if you have those to pull up.
Ooh, boy. I got it on. I don't know if I want to show them.
I think you're just near it.
There we go. They should be up. There it is. Oh, man. Looks like a water slide.
I was gonna say.
Started off last week, not very good.
Oh boy.
And then we had that one win. We went to 13, and then look at it.
All the way down.
Yeah. That's what a couple. And see, both these games here, well, of course, that's because nothing happened yesterday. This is after the loss to Detroit, and then they didn't play here. They have to level. This thing's got to get up. Well, let's say we've got 3 games next week. Got to get 4 points. If they get 4 points next week, I think they'll go over 15%. And then they have, because they have 3 games next week, and then the week after they have 2. The 4th game of the road trip, which is in Dallas, and then the home game against Montreal, which is they'll have to win for sure. But yeah, they're in trouble. But like I said, don't look at the macro. Look at the focus like this. Put the, as they say, with the horse blinders on.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the future, it can look daunting. All you gotta do is I haven't got it up here, and I'm not going to put it up. You see their schedule in March. It's nothing but blue. It's a ton of home games.
That's what they need.
If they can get to March, and if they can play good at home, have the home, have home working for them, and if they're relevant going into March, maybe they get hot because historically they've been a pretty good home team. I mean, this year they're not good anywhere, home or the road, because they're just black, underwhelming everywhere. But maybe they'll find that magic switch. A lot of teams have them. Buffalo Sabres were just basically awful, and all of a sudden they found the switch and gave it a little, and they've just been hotter than a pistol. So why can't we?
Yep.
Why can't we? Anyway, that's where we are there.
Oh man. Well, hopefully we look at a better graph next week.
Gotta be better than that.
Yeah. I mean, really.
But 3 tough games though. Look at this good day. They go into New Jersey Tuesday, and then they got Tampa and Florida. Oh, fun.
Great.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you can't look at you gotta just look who's in front of you.
Yeah.
And take it. Oh boy.
One game at a time.
Well, I got that. One thought I did there as a joke. I'll explain it now to those who are listening. Just in normal conversation, it's amazing over the years how you pick up little sayings and slangs and that.
Oh, yeah.
We use them all the time in conversation, and Harley laughs at it. She goes, "Oh, I haven't heard that one." And so she'll say, "What's the origin, or do you know?" And I'll tell her, and she goes, "Oh, that makes sense." And some of them are funny. But Ben, my buddy Ben, oh fuck, he gets pissed off. What the hell does that mean? He goes, that's the stupidest thing. So what I try to do is when I talk to Ben now, of course, because it irritates him, I try to add one. So I got a little feature here, and it's called the old adage, and I'm going to add one to do it's part of my part of the grand series.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can move on to number 10 or if you have already.
No, yeah, we're on to number 10 here.
Okay.
Alright. Things that make you go, Number 1. Why is it that Cole Koepke is always seems to draw the short straw when it comes to lineup decisions made by Scott Arniel? Sitting Nyquist is a given, but I like Koepke's speed in the game. It wouldn't break my heart to see Vlad or Pearson or Nino join the popcorn breed.
Brigade. Yeah. The popcorn
You're
brigade.
in there.
The guys up there sit there and eat popcorn.
Oh yeah.
The popcorn brigade. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't break my heart.
Yeah.
None of those guys are playing well enough to say they earned their spot. Rotating a bunch of guys that aren't doing nothing. I was going to say doing fuck all. Like Vlad, I love Vlad, but he skates, does this, he's got a goal in like 2 months.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Where are you?
how do you stay in the lineup? Sit him, ain't gonna break my heart. Wouldn't break my heart now at this point in the season if we started sitting some of these guys and bringing up a couple kids from junior, or not junior, bringing up a couple kids from the news.
Yeah.
I mean, how
could
much,
do
I'm
that.
at the point of how much worse could it be?
Yeah.
So, that's basically my point. I like Koepke. The thing I like about Cole Koepke, remember I said to you earlier in the year, he's got NHL speed with AHL hands. Yeah, so that's still fine. He still can score some goals. But he's fast, really fast. You need that on the penalty kill. You just need speed in your game. And he gives a little more speed to the fourth line. Him and Morgan Barron can go pretty good. And probably, it's probably a little tougher on poor old Pearson. But the thing is, he plays a big man's game too. He's not shy. He's physical, and he's what you want in a fourth liner. So I don't know why you would sit him. I mean, he's doing more than everybody on the third line, including the captain. So I don't understand how they make the decisions. Some guys just get automatically rostered in. The lineup sheet comes up, they just fill them in. Fuck, I'd be at this point in the season, I'd be sitting guys left and right, the way they're playing. But that was what I was saying. It makes me wonder, like, is it just that automatic that they can't see it? Have they gone nose blind?
Yeah.
Obviously they have.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, in thought 11 and 12, we're going to take a look at some special teams and goaltending stats.
I think what's interesting here is, you notice the power play went up a little bit. It should be better than that, but it has gone up a little bit.
Up is good.
Yeah, and that's basically based on 2 goals they scored last week. Both the goals they scored in the game against, who were they playing? They got the 2. Anyway, and that bumped it up. And they did pretty good on the PK too. They gave up 1, but they killed, most of them. And I noticed now as the games are getting tougher again, the face-offs are starting to get tougher. Every face-off more important, and that it's slowly dropping every week.
Yeah.
The only guy who's still up there is Jonathan Taves. And then you look at your goaltending, nothing exciting there. I mean, Connor Hellebuck with a 902 save percentage is probably the lowest save percentage he's ever had since being a full-time goalie in the NHL. And his goals against average is not awful; it's respectable. But you look at Connery, and I mean, the bulk of those numbers took a beating when he went on that brutal streak when he was replacing Harley and Harley's injured. But because he should actually be higher, much higher than that too. When you're a backup and you're not playing, his games get cherry picked for him. And sometimes they're a little hard on back-to-back nights, but for the most apart. They try to give them the softer games. And, it's hard to guess who you think is the softer game. But I'll say this about Connor, I think he might have the Jets' last 2 wins. So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's a big thing coming from you.
Hellebuck went 2 losses in a tie last week, so, or not a tie, but,
Yeah.
whatever. So, that's where we are there.
Yep. See what happens. All right, thought 13. It's time.
For the good, the bad, and the fugly. That's what I'm happy to do next week. Good, bad, ugly, fugly.
There's a lower level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's start off with some good. Logan Stanley is playing at a level that no one could have imagined at this time last season.
Yeah, there's a few guys out there that have stood by him right from the start. They liked, a lot of the stuff they see, but I'll say there's 99% that were the other way around.
Yeah.
There's a faction of people in the city that hate him and want him gone, but it seems like now, even with his improved play, he's not getting any love. I'll say this. I always liked Stan because I like a guy that's 6'7" and had a fight. He wasn't an automatic fighter before. It really wasn't his game, but he's brought it into his game. And we needed that. We needed him to take some of the pressure off some of the other guys. Not that there's a lot of fighting, but it's nice to have a bit of that a little intimidation factor. But he has surprised with the poise he's shown, the offensive ability he's shown in the last couple months. His points aren't great. I mean, everybody's raving about his offense. I mean, 16 points is nothing to get too excited about. But it's still pretty good considering he's got 8 goals or whatever he has. And he looks super confident on the ice. He's making good plays, and dare I say, he's been one of their better defensemen the last few weeks. So, kudos to Stan. He is definitely, like I say, a minuscule amount of people that would say that, yeah, I could see this happening, Because he's basically playing how he played in junior. But it's like my old rule of thumb. It's not my rule of thumb. I'm just copying it. I mean, the experts in scouting and hockey guys will tell you it takes a defense in 200 games.
Yeah.
Because for Stan is 200 games. It took him a long time to get there, though, because he dealt with injuries, bad luck, So now he's hit his 200 games. He's caught his breath in the league, and he looks pretty good. So his timing is good because he's in a contract year and he's going to get paid. So good for him. I'm always a little bit wary of that, though, too. Overpaying a guy based on the improvement over one season, and now you're kind of paying him for his future.
Yeah.
See, in Stan's case, I don't think we have to worry about paying him for his past because he didn't do anything. But for some guys, that they've been in a bargain and they've been underpaid for a few years, so you pay him up the next contract. Stan's probably earned a number. Let's say this. I'd say Logan Stanley's earned a number. I don't know how much term he's earned. I'm not giving him 7 or 8 years at $5 million. If he wants 5, he's set on 5, maybe he gets a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
If he wants longevity, like a 5 or 6-year deal, maybe he takes 3. That's where the negotiations of good GM comes in, and recognizing if the talent is real or if it was a one-off, So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Stan.
On to the bad. The goals at even strength have completely dried up.
Yeah, they're back to that again, and it's basically like that. They're, with Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde, Josh.
Yeah.
They're not scoring. The other guys aren't picking up the slack. If you ever notice, go to look at the scoring some games when the Jets have won, and they've scored, maybe 3, 4, 5 goals, but everybody's chipped in. It's getting tiresome, to be honest with you. Excuse me. Cold in the throat. So that's the bad, and of course the uglies.
The ugly, the Jets played 4 games this past week and they scored 2 goals at even strength. 2 in 12 periods of hockey.
Yeah.
Come on.
That is, I don't even know what you can say about that. That's beyond embarrassing. It really is. What would the coach say on Letterkenny? Fucking embarrassing. Well, it is. It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Especially when you got the type of talent they have. We have a whole bunch of guys in this lineup that are, I don't know, they're on, it's like they're Menzies, I think. They're all they're all in the slump at the same time. You're not supposed to sink, boys. It's okay. It's okay to be off, right? Every player is off.
Yeah.
The best players in the world are off for a couple of weeks. No, let's be the Winnipeg Jets. Hey guys, I got an idea. Let's all be fucking off at the same time. That's okay. Shite, Casey can take care of us. No sinking your slumps, please. Yeah, so that's the ugly. And it's ugly. It is ugly. It's terrible.
It might even be the lower level you're talking about.
Yeah, ugly? Yeah. 2, just think of that.
I know.
2 even strength goals in 12 periods.
That's not right.
No, it's not.
NHL.
Well, one of those games was a shutout. One game
Yeah.
they scored 1. The other game they scored 2, maybe an empty netter. Wow. Anyway, that's that.
Yeah. We told you it was ugly. Alright. Thought 14.
Yeah.
Old adage time.
Here we
This
go.
week's old adage is very pertinent concerning the Winnipeg Jets. One game at a time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like taking them, not the macro version, but this
Yeah.
tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And I think I can really enjoy Grandpa time the next few months. I got a whole bunch of them, man. Oh man, I got things, but I'm going to try to get someone to really piss off Ben because he don't like him. But that's the one for this week, and I have to, man. Yeah, like I do stuff like this, like when I write this crap. Sometimes I amuse myself more than
Oh,
I'm
I know.
supposed to.
I know.
I'm Keegan and I'm laughing my ass off, going like I can just hear some of these people watching this. What the fuck does that mean? What's that talking about? Shut up, let's talk about hockey. Well, it is hockey because it pertains to the Jets. One game at a time, one day at a time. It's just like, don't look too far ahead.
Yeah.
Keep focused on what's in front of you.
Yep.
And, like, oh, here, I got a good one here. It's like the old saying when they say, you look after the pennies, and the dollars will look after themselves. That's exactly what it is. You look at the minor.
Yeah.
Look at the micro vision, and then the macro
Gosh,
vision.
yeah. That's a good one. Alright.
Another solid grandpa. That was a free one. No freebies no more.
I like it.
Yeah.
Alright. Thought 15. Things that make you go, number 2. I often wonder why trading pending UFAs or trading at the trade deadline seems to trigger a narrative that the team is either a buyer or a seller. Why can't you be both? Example, if the Jets trade pending free agents like Luke Shen and or Logan Stanley, what do you think it means? Are they giving up on season?
Exactly. I mean, there's sometimes where it's cut dry, Blake. You don't. There's no guessing. Like Vancouver's doing is giving up on season and trading guys. But I've seen lots of teams. A team's well managed. See, one of my pet peeves is when you're a team like Winnipeg that doesn't have an easy time attracting free agents, and it's all about drafting, developing, asset management, and you have a pending UFA, you let them walk like needlers. That is, I've used this as a million times, managerial malpractice as far as I'm concerned. Like Ehlers was worth the first rounder all day long. He was probably worth top prospect and a roster player. They traded him last year. Stockton, you're going to win the cup. If guys aren't committed to sign, you got to move. And it doesn't mean you're giving up on the season. That's the part I'm trying to make. You think that when this is funny too, because same situation. So Colorado last year they traded Grantanen, right? He's a pending free agent. They traded him Carolina and Carolina ended up trading him Dallas. Didn't think that they were giving up on the season. They traded for a little bit of a lesser player, but not that much less. Marty Nikas is a pretty nice player. So they got still a top line guy. No, if let's say Rand, you want to call him a superstar, and you call Nekash, you call him a star, maybe a budding superstar. They did well. They got picks and they got other guys and that. And same thing with Carolina. They moved to Dallas and they got some good players too. Just because you move a pending UFA, you can still make a hockey trade and still compete. The Jets right now should be doing both. They still think they can compete this year. You got more than enough players to compete. You don't have to worry about your UFAs because none of the top UFAs are big impact makers or difference makers or something. They're just they're working like guys or whatever they are is what they are, and we can afford. We can't afford to keep them. I don't think you can ever afford to keep any pending free agent. You have to trade them and get something because, like I said, it's not like you can attract free agents and replace them. So here we go. We let Ehlers go. I'm still crying about Nick Ehlers. We let Nick Ehlers go last year. Fuck all. He's gone. We got all that salary cap room because we didn't have to pay him. And what do? We're going to Gus Nyquist. And I'm not shitting on Nyquist. I'm just using that as an example. What the fuck was Chevy thinking? Did he have a master plan? Was he looking at? I mean, some GMs in sports will look at, especially basketball, and a lot of times even baseball, before they spend their money this summer. And Jets are never a big team spending on free agents. They look at the year after, right? And they see who's going to be available in the free agent class of that year. And they go, oh boy, would you rather have him or you want to spend the money this year? So I'm very curious to see who's available next year. If the Jets are in on them, and if they make a solid pitch. I always hear the stories. Oh, the Jets were in on this kind of thing. I don't give a fuck who they were in on. I want to know who they got, because that's all really matters. But you don't have to label, trade deadlines as being a buyer or a seller. I mean, you can in certain situations, but not in all. Like I said, the Jets can make all kinds of roster moves the next month, and it doesn't mean you're giving up on the season or they're loading up. Well, it would a little bit. If they were loading up the season, giving them a bunch of guys that were expiring contracts, just to finish out the year. I think if you're going to trade roster guys and you get players back, that's what they're looking for. Or if they decide they want to go draft pick way route. They have guys in mind that they call up that they can fill the void for a couple months. You don't have to lay one. You don't have to lay one. Just do it.
Yeah. Well, those are your 15 random thoughts for this week. Do
You
you guys have some questions from some viewers?
Yeah, let's check. Well, it's the same viewers, I think.
Our number one fans.
Yeah. Poor old Ben, I mock him a lot, but he likes to participate in the show, and he usually has some pretty good questions. Here we go. Let's see. I'll try to pick one out. Okay, he says, oh boy. He says, Vladdy does a whole lot of fuck all out there. Just like all season. May as well break the youngster. Augustus play, he says. You know my feelings on Gus. I like the Gus. There's no reason he can't be playing. And here's the other thing too. He's actually pretty solid on face-offs. He's still one of the better scorers. On the Moose, they don't score a lot, but there he's considered a top six scorer. Here he's considered a fourth liner. He can still play in the NHL. The only thing is, I see why he's not, though, because we got too many fourth liners.
Yeah.
But let's me play fantasy GM here, okay? You look at our third line right now. Good. Nino, love Nino. He hasn't done much. Man, you got Lowry, you got Glad. You're trying to come, you can't put Vlad in the press box, bring Morgan Barron up to third line. Morgan Barron skis, he's a good player, and now what do? You stick Gus on the fourth line. You can win face-offs. He's way better face-off man than Morgan Barron. So right there. There's a nice move I just made. I'm not exactly the sharpest pack in the drawer. I haven't been around. I've seen things.
You have.
Oh, I've seen things. But yeah, it's a perfect example. So it can be done, right? There's no reason why Gus ain't up here. And Sparky's like, oh my goodness, Sparky. Very inquisitive this week. Okay, he started. He says, is it possible that the Jets have been the President's Cup winners last season, that they were getting extra special attention when teams played them, using them as a measuring stick and upping their game? Of course. You're always looking at, well, I mean, right now, too, it's that time of year where everything is important. So, for even though teams are playing that compressed schedule and a lot of tired teams out there with really shitty schedules, every game is huge and teams are battling. They're battling much earlier in the season, too, than normal. I mean, we just hit halfway mark and it's already, the game is already turned, but no, I think the Jets, in a lot of people's eyes, still a really good team. I think those coaches, these players, probably when they played them, they can't understand why they're having such an off year. But, I'm not going to say teams get super pumped, but there's good natural rivalries, things going on in the West, there's rivalries, and the Jets pretty well, they've been a pretty good team over the last few years, so they do get their props and respect. So yes, they would elevate visiting teams or other teams' plays. That's probably legit. And the thing is, that happens every year, because especially when you're really a good team, teams will use you as a measuring stick. You got to be able to answer the call. So they're coming after you, and you got to be able to show them why. You got that status.
Yeah, for sure.
Good
question.
Yeah. Maybe the Jets played too tight after last year's accomplishment. Harder growing? No. I think it's mostly roster efficiency part. I mean, you know as well as I do. You lose a couple guys, Tanner, hustle guy, and Healers, instant zone entry, and whatever, and we replace them with Gus Nyquist, and I don't want to shit on Tanner Pearson, but Pearson and JT Taves hasn't been great. I just wonder how great they would have been getting to the home, man. Oh well. But that's whatever. And then he's got a comment on Vlad, two things, Ben. He says 7 is not effective, can't score, it's not physical, whatever. Yeah, well, could be a good scope too. Obviously, Sparky's not blind. Then he says there's a third line, we may as well get develop a Moose player, get his feet wet for next year. And my phone actually rang. Can you believe that? Yeah, so he's saying bring the guy from on the third line and develop, and I can't say I disagree. And he was saying trade some guys all in one stays. And I said, you're right. He says, why not bring up some players and hence this is why some say why bring up Moose players when they can't score in the NHL. Well, that's true. But then he's comparing to Solomon Watson.
Oh, yeah.
So Solomon Watson's a defenseman, it's in a different situation. But I agree. Lambert, Ford, Cheppy, Shaw, Gustafson, Chipperkoff, Julian, Yager, all those guys can get a couple games. Jilton already did. Vajimo, Barlow, I can let all those guys play. And you're going to see all those guys up the side. Not the tank, that's not the word. But we decide that we're sellers and we're going to outright sell.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier.
We don't have
sellers.
We don't have a lot of pending UFAs, so we're not having a lot of guys to sell. We have a lot of guys who should be hunting though. The thing is, the thing is though, when your team's not playing well, guys are underachieving. LTMs are still. It's not like when you train with your buddies fantasy hockey. The GMs go like, I don't care if he hasn't scored for 2 months. You know he's a good NHL player, and you know as soon as he gets you, he's scoring 15. That's how they maximize the return on their deal. So Shed's not going to give Vladdy or Nino or any of those guys away, but I'm sure he's answering the phone on all of them, and I could see Nino Niederreiter, I could see Taves, I could see Shen, 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 I could I could see a couple other guys too, but nobody the Jets want to move being very looked at. A lot of teams looking at for a playoff run. So yeah, I mean, I think there's Jets are open for business, but generally speaking, I'll give Chevy credit. He's not really open too much for bad business. To me, my problem with Chevy and bad business part is asset management and contracts. I think he overpays bad players, but that's me. I'm not much. So anyway, thanks, boys. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Spark, for the questions. They're solid questions, and then hope I answered them. Sometimes I answered them good. Sometimes I don't answer them so good because, to be honest with you, I don't know. Why no? There's only certain things I'm privy to. And like anybody else does this type of stuff, it's just my opinion. But my opinions are pretty strong.
You're pretty dedicated.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Been dedicating for a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn too. I stubborn my own way, but that's good. That's why I appeal maybe more to the older guys that are a little more old school. The young guys think I'm just a complete idiot, but that's okay. I think they're idiots too.
Well, there you have it.
Put that in your pocket.
Big cloud coming out that way.
Yeah. That's a good show.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it for this week's Winnipeg Hockey Talk. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe so you get notifications for when we go live every Monday at 7 p.m.
Yes, thank you guys. Do the the fall and the like and all that stuff. How are you saying? And I mean, this year was the year I wanted to get out and running. Next year, got a lot of surprises, a new look, maybe some new, just new colors and things we introduced to the show, a new set. We're going to have a different studio. And I'm happy, got the show rolling. This year I'm just hoping to, get a little interest in the show. And we'll see. I don't know what our reader time is going to be. It's such a tough market to try, not a market because we're not trying to crack the market, but it's, you want to give people a chance to listen to the show where they can enjoy, don't have to worry about some hockey games and stuff. And for the most part, the best part, for most people, they download it, watch it later, or just watch it on YouTube. So
that's great.
I'd like to get more of a live following and just stuff like that. But for the people that we get quite a few people that actually watch the shows. I mean, we don't get many live.
We got up to 5 today.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
Well, the thing is, but look, I mean, we're running a time right now. It's 1 o'clock. We're running the Hustler show. That would be a bad spot. Go on beforehand and get all these guys, to watch us beforehand. But they do that TV. They shows where they want to, whatever. But anyway, thank you those. I could say we're just getting our feet wet, learning, and we want to go out full board next year. I still hope my partner's interested. And it's fun. You're the number one grandfather, granddaughter Winnipeg Jets talk show in the world. I think I say that quite simply. So anyway, until next week, we'll say goodbye. I'm going to, for the closing scene here, I'm going to play some nice music from a band I found in Thailand. These guys are absolutely awesome. So enjoy.
Join Harley and Mitch again next Monday night at 7 p.m. for another episode of Winnipeg Hockey Talks Random Thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets.